Hello, hello, welcome. Welcome. Hello, investor. Welcome to the Asset Attitude Show, the place to develop a wealth mindset, learn how to make money work for you, and increase your value. Today, we're going to be talking about business. We're going to discuss some things associated with culture, business, and investment opportunity, even though this does not constitute investment advice. And also, we're going to be discussing no voting, no vucking. So before we get into that, before we play the video, I want to have Candace Owens discuss why it's important for us to discuss culture.
A lot of feedback from you guys about me covering culture, and I just want to state one more time, I'm never going to stop covering culture because it matters, and it is because conservatives hold the opinion that it doesn't matter that we have lost so much ground to the left. It is because we have not made any investment in talking about culture that we have ceded so much ground to the left. It is because of this that we are absent in Hollywood, and it's because of this that the biggest public figures in the world are left-leaning and vote left, and they show up when it's time for election season, and they stand behind these people and convince the masses, the young kids who are seized by culture, right? They don't care about your policy papers. They don't care about the debates that you guys are having, these intellectual debates on stage and these panels. They don't care. They're watching Kim Kardashian on Instagram, and Kim Kardashian says, hey, go out and vote for Hillary Clinton. They go and they do it.
Exactly. They go out and they do it. And it's good that she mentioned that. I have had my disagreements with Candace Owens, but she's spot on with that. We may discuss the Kim Kardashian audio in the future, but that is all that I want as far as that piece. And so now we fast forward to no voting, no vucking. Now you might say, before we watch it, hold your horses. You might be like, well, CK, this is an insult. This is despicable. It's all these things. It's negative and this and that. But you have to understand that you who probably finds it disgusting and an insult, it's not targeted for you. Just like back in the 90s when I was growing up, when I was around junior high, high school in the 90s, rap music was targeted to us. But our parents and grandparents found it to be disgusting. Dolores Tucker and other people said, hey, we shouldn't have rap music. It glorifies violence, crime. It degrades women. And even though that stuff was true, we still wanted it and listened to it. I remember going to a party and I was like, hey, the lyrics are saying, shoot a ninja in the head, hang a ninja by a tree. And it wasn't the ninja, it was the N-word. And someone said, oh, don't worry about the words, just listen to the beat. And then there was also songs where people of no color or non-black people were using the N-word. And someone said, well, they're all cool, they're okay, they're one of us. So they can use the N-word. And now fast forward to today, there's people gender warring online, gender warring in relationships. People don't even want to get together who are the same race. People are like, date outside your race, anybody but a black man, anybody but a black woman. Dark skin brings dark days. And that's where we're at. And I believe it's because of the seeds planted in the 90s with the show Cops, showing the degenerate and lower upper echelon of society getting arrested, rap music, the way we've been portrayed in movies and television. And a lot of people have watched that and they have become those things that was put in front of them. They become those things. And this is what no voting, no vucking is about. It's about planting seeds. The man behind no voting, no vucking, his name is Omid Farhang. It's according to the Twitters. They're saying he's a co-founder of creative agency Majority with Shaquille O'Neal. He's the host of the Talking to Ourselves podcast. The no voting, no vucking is a BLK. That's the dating app targeting black people who are Generation Z. The goal is to shift Gen Z's voting culture, and they're using a collaboration with Trina and Saucy Santana in order to do it. The target audience for No Voting, No Vucking is Generation Z. Generation Z, the Zoomers, they were born from late 1990s and starting birth years in early 2010s. These people are 25 and younger. Most people who are disgusted by this and speaking out, you're 30 plus, they're looking to target Generation Z and Generation A. And the same way that we were susceptible to it back then with the rap music, they are susceptible to it now. You see a lot of the kids, they're coming out as trans, they're being born one gender and they're identifying with as another. They're doing all that stuff, and there's nothing you really can do about it. Yeah, you can talk to your own children, but when they go to school, when they go with their friends, they're getting influenced. And when they turn 18, they can do what they want to do, but they're getting hit with stuff with social media, with these apps, that there's only so much you can do to combat it and control it. It's just best for you to have the conversation. And if they come to you saying, hey, I've decided XYZ, is better for you to kind of deal with it, because if not, you can lose your son and daughter. And I know this is very dramatic and not what you want to hear, but it's just the truth, unfortunately. And so that's who's being targeted. And you might be like, well, why use Trina? Trina has 4.6 million followers, and she is our age. So they're using people who are our age range, 35 plus. They're using people who are our age range so that when young people see them, they kind of see ourselves. So it's like, well, my dad is 40, but I'm seeing Trina and I'm seeing Saucy Santana, who they look to be around that age. Saucy Santana and Trina are cool. My friends like them. I'm already kind of looking up to Trina and Saucy Santana. I'm going to look at them over my actual parents because they're cool and my parents are not. And I know you probably hate to hear that, but that's just the truth. Trina has 4.6 million followers on Instagram. Saucy Santana has 1.1 million followers. How many followers do you have as a parent? How often are you on social media as a parent? If you are on social media, you probably have some people who are strangers. The people who follow you are more than likely your own age. You probably have maybe 5,000 less followers. People who your children are listening to, they're like Saucy Santana and Trina. Now, you might say, well, my children don't listen to those two. Okay, cool. But majority of people their age do. Or they listen to people who are cool with Trina and Saucy Santana. Saucy Santana started off as the makeup artist for City Girls, and Trina, she's been in the music industry for a long time. She also has done podcasts. The seeds in the 90s that were planted, they have now grown women who are sounding just like men, and not masculine or masculine presenting, but the same way the guys are like, we only want to deal with hoes. We want hoes. We want to beat, skeet, delete, smash and dash, pump and dump. That culture that was created in the 90s and 2000s have sprung up women who were like, yeah, you could pump and dump me, but you got to pay. You got to pay to play.
What is ladylike? Baby, give me head tonight. I cannot fuck with pussy niggas, but I know these bitches might. He keep rubbing, he keep touching, he know what I like.
Hey, could better give us some money. Pussy good, better give us some money. Attitude, give us some money.
And we haven't even gotten into the BLK thing yet. I just want to kind of set up exactly what we're dealing with. And that is, you're dealing with a losing fight. I know a lot of people are like, but CK, there's stuff we can do. We can talk against it. We can do this. We can do that. Yeah, you can. But the more you speak on how bad no voting, no vucking is, it brings attention to it. Not talking about it is bad because it's going to influence the young people. Talking about it is bad because you're fanning a forest fire. You're putting water on a grease fire.
What? What the fuck?
So there's nothing you can do to stop it. This is like a train that has gone off the rails starting in the 90s. And what we're experiencing is that train crashing into stuff. So all you really can do is get out of the way and get out of the way of the damage. And by get out the way, I mean separate yourself from people who are about this. Separate yourself from people who are toxic and dysfunctional. Separate yourself with gates, gate guards, living on a certain side of town. Because if not, what ends up happening is you and your significant other and your children are going to be influenced by this lifestyle. And while you're trying to fight it, it's going to be like swimming upstream. And swimming upstream, it never ends well. Okay, it never ends well. And I know you might be like, but CK, I think we should come together and we should talk about how bad this is and blah, blah, blah. Good luck with that, because as soon as you have a YouTube panel talking about how negative this is, someone's going to do that gender war stuff, and then it becomes infighting, name calling, doxing, roasting, cooking, and normal black experience, if you will.
Save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her.
All right, so now let's get into the no voting, no vucking video.
Straight checks, I think we got one.
It's voting season, bruh.
No voting, no loving. No voting, no touching. No voting, no nothing.
Now, I'm gonna say this much. A lot of you are like, this is disgusting. It's insulting to our intelligence. Look, a lot of you all, and I do mean a lot of you all, are not going to go vote November 2022, which is known as the midterm elections. A lot of you all are not gonna vote then, or vote in the primary in 2024 unless you're emotionally involved, because the main thing that you're voting for is your local races. That's what influences you the most, is the local races. That's what you're voting for. And you'll say, well, my vote doesn't count. It seems like no matter who I vote for, I lose. And so when you have that mentality, people don't vote. They don't vote. They're not informed. They're not talking to candidates or listening to candidates. They're not watching CNN or Fox News. They're just not involved. But like Candace Owens says, if Kim Kardashian, if Cardi B says go vote for this candidate, a lot of young people will go vote for that candidate. Uninformed, but they just are following the person who's influencing them. So if it wasn't for no voting, no vucking, a lot of you all wouldn't even known that November 22, there is voting going to be going on. So yeah, it's insulting your intelligence, but this is how bad it's gotten for the collective of black people. Because no voting, no vucking is not a message, it's a mirror, whether you want to believe it or not. That's how bad we've gotten collectively. I know what you're saying. No, I'm smart. I'm better than that. I'm better than that. But you're not. Collectively, we're not. Collectively, it takes no voting, no vucking. Get your booty to the polls. It takes that much to get you to go out and vote. And then we can't do group economics or come together, because when we do, there's so many different people who believe different things that a fight's going to break out. Someone's going to start shooting. And then don't get me started on these guys who are 30 and 40 and they want to date teenagers and young people. Don't even get me started on. Yes, 15 and dudes were trying to seduce me. And a lot of you all are going to say, well, what goes on in the house stays in the house and blah, blah, blah. And that's the reason why we can't come together. And that's the reason why it takes no voting, no vucking to reach the collective of black people, because anything else, it's going to fall on deaf ears.
No voting, no fucking, no voting, no fucking, no voting, no loving, no voting, no touching, no voting, no nothing, no voting, no fucking, no voting, no fucking. BLK app looking for some action. Swear the homie stop what's happening.
Yeah, and BLK app and other apps, this is the future of dating. People aren't meeting in person like they used to. People are meeting online, they're hooking up. This is the future of dating. And now you might say, well, I still meet people at work and at parties and this and that. No. People who are currently teenagers, when they get older and they start wanting to date seriously, they're going to have to turn to an app. That's where everybody's at. Everyone's on social media. No one's going to sock hops. No one's going to clubs and hole in the wall parties. No one's on the streets walking around. No, everybody's putting on clothes in their home. They're putting on clothes in their home, getting dolled up to take pictures. So the closest you're going to get to getting with the actual person is a picture now. That's it. Yep. And if you think, well, I'm going to be old fashioned and walk up to someone, people are going to think you're creepy. They're going to think you're weird.
You suck.
And they're going to say, well, you suck. You suck for trying to do things the old way.
Face is a 9, abs a 10, D is a to be determined. He got mad jokes, he don't seem broke. The only red flag, he said he don't vote. This midterms for all the single cute. Wanna hit this booty, gotta do your civic duty. No voting, no loving, no voting, no touching, no voting, no nothing, no voting, no fucking, no voting, no fucking, no voting, no loving, no voting, no touching, no voting, no nothing, no.
And notice how they're in a setting that appears to be the judicial system. Why is that? Because as much as you say that this is ratchet, this is insulting, this is all these things, these people that this ad is speaking to, they may be ghetto, they may be hood, they may be low class, but they have money. They have money. They have money. And they actually have power. And they have the masses. You, who are kind of like have your nose up in the air at this, wagging your finger, and rightly so, you have to understand that you more than likely work. You have a 9 to 5 that you work, a 9 to 5 job. Maybe you work for yourself, I don't know. But majority of people who are 30 and older have a 9 to 5 that they go to. That's how they're making their money, getting paid once every 2 weeks, maybe getting paid every week, maybe getting paid once a month, working for corporate America. Working a job is going the way of the dodo. So while you're waiting on a paycheck to pay your bills, the people this ad is talking to, they're making money on social media. They're making money very quickly. They have the spending power. And because they have the money, because they have the numbers, and because they're the future, they are the judges. They are the ones who are judging the rest of the culture, or rest of the community, if you will. Because just like back in the day, in the 90s, and just hear me out. Back in the days of the 90s, the drug dealers, the gangbangers, the hood chicks, the strippers, They were the ones who were making money the fast way. And because they had the money, they were driving the nice cars, they had the nice clothes. People wanted to be them and be like them, as far as young people. So if the drug dealers said something was bad, or the gangbangers said something was bad, people were like, yep, it's bad. They said cops were bad. Then what happened? We started to adopt snitches get stitches. Don't talk to the police. Then they said that wearing your pants on your waist was bad. What did we do? We were sagging our pants. They said don't wear this color. What did we do? We didn't wear that color. What I'm saying is that people who were degenerates, criminals, breaking in Big Mama's house, traumatizing her, they were the ones who were judging the rest of us. They were the ones who set the tone and influenced the rest of us. So what they're doing is they're showing you with symbolism that even though you've turned your finger up at them and wagged your finger, turned your nose up at them, they are the judges. And while we are judging them, they are judging us, but they have the advantage because the younger people who are the most influential, who are going to inherit the earth, they're listening to them. They're not listening to you and I. And the reason they're not listening to you and I is because they don't want to be us. They don't want to be like us.
Yeah, don't stop now. Stuff my ballot box again, but my homegirl through. Put the buying partisan. Politics be so nasty. Make me wanna flirt ya. Show you how to be a poll worker. Legs in the air, I don't care. Anyone could get it. Universal health care. If you wanna come before the deadline, come in the jacuzzi, gerrymander this coochie. No voting, no love, no.
Gerrymander this coochie. Yes. Yep. Gerrymander this coochie. Yep.
No voting, no touch, no voting, no nothing. Can't let me down, gotta stand up for something. No voting, no love, no voting, no touch.
I know what you're thinking. This is insulting and blah, blah, blah. Remember back in the day when you used to watch rap videos, what were they doing? They were dancing on the video, shaking their butt. If you watch those same videos from the 90s and 2000s now, you'll watch them and realize that there was a message and even a story on those music videos. This is how we get our information, is with the shaking of the butt, the dancing, the rap music, because we as people have to be edutained. So while we're being educated and someone is giving us a story, giving us a message, we also have to be entertained. We can't get it straight. And that's because we've been dumbed down by the education machine, the political machine, the media machine. All this programming that we've gotten has shortened our attention span. And like little babies, we have to be entertained and be made to laugh in order to digest something.
Wow.
Yeah, I know you hate to hear it. I know it sucks to hear, but this is it. This is how we are getting our information.
No voting, no nothing. BLK, we gonna stand up for something. Yeah, that's right.
And now they're laughing at you. They are laughing at you.
No voting, no love. If the coochie is the goal, go hit the pose. Period.
Yep. And they know that majority of men, specifically black men, we do stuff trying to hit the kitty. To the pussy, we gonna beatbox. Now, I didn't bring you here to hit you with the raps and the culture. What I wanted to explain is that the future of dating and human interaction is going to be through apps. And we're going to discuss where you, investor, can park your money in order to be on the beneficial and winning end of this instead of the losing end. Trina, 4.6 million followers, and then other people like her, Saucy Santana, 1.1 million followers, and other people like him. So the influence is there, the agenda is there, and this is it. This is it. There's a lot of people who like this. You might say, well, I don't like it. Well, they're not talking to you. They're talking to people who are younger than you. Same thing with Trina. Trina's connected to a lot of rappers. She's also in professional wrestling. Their influence goes very far. And they're playing the long game. And that's the reason why we keep losing, because we're fighting we're fighting what's in front of us, not understanding that they're wanting to win future wars, not the current one. All right, so BOK app, they're the ones that are doing this. So you go to the BOK app website, you go to private policy. When you go to private policy, then you go to who we are. You go from who we are, and it says People Media Incorporated. Still with me? All right, People Media Incorporated. So People Media Incorporated, this is People Media. They are operated by IAC. People Media operated by IAC. People Media is the sister company to Match.com, OkCupid, and other dating apps and dating websites. IAC, this is their website. They're publicly traded on the NASDAQ stock exchange. Right now, they're trading north of $46. At the making of this broadcast, it's $46.59. Kind of looking at it from a 5 years ago, it was like $71. Right now, it's south of $47. And based off of trend, just looking at it from a trend standpoint, the stock has gone down, which in my opinion means it's on sale. To me, this is the future of dating, the future of human interaction. As far as the companies this stock owns and controls, I think you should add it to your portfolio. I'm going to add it to mine, even if you put it on your watch list. I think it's a good thing to park your money, especially the way things are going. IAC, this is their brand. So besides the dating apps that I named that are like Match.com, BOK, also you have Ask, Media Group, Brides, Care.com, Food and Wine, Martha Stewart Living, Investopedia, People, The Daily Beast. A lot of this stuff you've heard about. So it is definitely a very strong and powerful company. And IAC, they own the Match Group. And again, the Match Group not only has Match.com, but it has Plenty of Fish, OkCupid, Tinder. The list goes on and on and on. So there it is. So yeah, I think that the no voting, no vucking, it is effective because people are talking about it. Bad publicity is still publicity. People are influenced by this and influenced by the people on the video. It's done its job. And just like with rap music, with the cops, with the crack era in the late 80s, early 90s, all that negative stuff that we could have chosen not to partake in, we chose to partake in it. We are living in the aftermath of that. This is going to be no different because right now the war is being fought with microphones and cameras, and you can either be on the winning side of the war or the losing side. We as investors should focus on how we can make money off of this, what's in it for me. And if you disagree, investing might not be for you. So, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, click the notification bell, share. And remember, the asset classes are shares, bonds, property, commodities, and cash. Hopefully you got something out of this. If you want to get into one-on-one consulting with me to help boost yourself up, join my Patreon and channel membership. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Go forth, do great things, and I'm out. Peace.